All right, so we just watched the video on the Selective Service Act. But yeah, building up to World War II, Wilson even, I mean, obviously being a bigger conflict with the draft and everything like that. But with the Selective Service Act, again, many Americans thought, well, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be a game. We never experienced war like this before, ever. Okay, we don't know the effects of it just yet. And we'll talk about more once the United States actually gets involved with that, how that changes. But yeah, he even went to the point in saying this is the war to end all wars, that there's nothing going to be like this ever again. Obviously, he is wrong. But, yeah, well. Okay, so I'm going to put the propaganda pieces up on the board. What I'd like you guys to do now is, here it is, Monday, 11/23. I'd like you to fill out this form here. So for picture one, I'm going to put it up on the board. So picture one, you just go through these questions. It shouldn't take you too long to do. I'll give you like 2-3 minutes for each picture, and that'll be it. Does that work? Does that work? It shouldn't be too hard here. Okay. And if we don't get through them all, I post them on Google Classroom for you to continue and do on your own. Okay, here we go. So you guys know what you're doing here? I'm going to put up this picture. And then you're just going to fill out the questions. Okay, so this is propaganda picture number one. Just fill out those 4 questions, and we'll be good. And I'll move on to the next one. So I'll give you like 2 to 3 minutes to complete this, and we'll move on. So for this first one, I'll walk through it with you. And then the second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, I only have 5 of them. You guys can do them on your own then. So let me pull it up. Okay. Yes, number one, who is the intended audience? So who is the intended audience here? Yeah, 18 to 25, right? Okay. So you have 18 to 25-year-old U.S. citizens, right? Yeah, male or female or both? Just male. Yep, good job. Just male. So 18 to 25-year-old U.S. male citizens. That's the audience. That's the audience. So when you have number one down, we'll move to number 2 then. So again, 18 to 25 U.S. male citizens. Good stuff there. Good stuff. There's going to be issues out of that one too. There's going to be a Supreme Court decision on why they need to include females in too. All right, 2. What is the main message of this poster? Chris, go ahead. Good job, right? So who's in particular is trying to convince the United States? What's his name? Uncle Sam. Good job. So this is where we see Uncle Sam really being involved in U.S. politics and propaganda, right? So propaganda, what is that real quick? I forgot to ask that. What is propaganda? What is that? What's propaganda? Brewster, what's propaganda, you know? Trying to promote something, right? Specifically in wartime, right? Yeah, good job. And we'll talk about when we get to World War I and World War II. Actually, there's a picture in here with World War I. Try to dehumanize the enemy, which we'll talk about here soon when we get to it. So yeah, trying to promote something to the masses, right? Through media, posters, you name it. 3, how does a poster convey the intended message? Emotions such as fear, patriotism, etc. How do they try to do that? Ethan, what do you have for 3? You don't have 3 yet? What do we have for 3? What do you think anyway? How are they going to try to convey the message? How are they trying to build on emotion? You don't know? Brittany?
He's pressed in red, white, and blue stars and he's pointing to you, so therefore instilling patriotism.
Yeah, good job. So he's saying there's patriotism there, Uncle Sam, red, white, and blue, and showing that, hey, we need you, okay? We need you. We want you to get involved in the war, okay? And obviously, if you're dependent on, if someone wants you to join something, that just shows that the country is in desire and in dire need for your help, for your participation. So it makes you feel wanted, right? Yeah, makes you feel wanted. Colin, right? Yeah, unfortunately, doesn't happen often. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so yeah, the country needs you, wants you to fight, right? So building on your emotions and your feeling of self-want, self-worthiness, I guess, right? Yeah. All right, 4. Why is this an important message to be sending out during the war? Cody, go ahead. Yeah, recruit more soldiers, get more people involved. Okay, build up this war for the United States citizens, right? These males, okay, to get excited for it. And that's what happened. That's what happened. First time really in American history that many of these citizens were all excited to join. They wanted to get involved, okay, and they didn't really know the effects of war, how brutal it is just yet. Okay, next one. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, okay, we're good. Yeah. So beat back the Hun with Liberty bonds, and look what the picture is behind what's going on here. And then you're just going to scroll down. Propaganda picture number 2. You guys know what we're doing here yet? Okay, good, good. So I'll give you a couple minutes here. How about I go over this one yet with you, and then the rest are just for you. All right, here we go. So 5. Who is the intended audience? Colin? Who do you think? Okay, all right. So it could be any U.S. citizen, right? Okay, so Liberty bonds are just ways of people investing, I guess you could say, buying different types of stocks, I guess, for the United States Army to build their military, okay, to build supplies, to build armaments, weapons, okay? So if you buy, I guess you could say, stock, right? This stock, this bond, over time, once it builds up, once the war is eventually over, the United States will then pay you back for your help in the war. Does that make sense? So this is targeting who then, you think, Colin? All U.S. citizens. Yep, all U.S. citizens. Say, hey, just buy a bond, help support the war so that we can build weapons, that we can build supplies to help fight. So you can just say all U.S. citizens to buy, a bond to help support the war. So then after that war then, the U.S. government, whatever money you bought, that bond that you bought, the interest would build, so then you would get the money back plus the interest that accumulated. Does that make sense? So like making money off the war in a way. But at the time, you're helping the Army build, okay? You're helping the Army build, this huge, strong military. What if they would have lost? I'm just kidding. Oh, that was stank, huh? But no, they have railroad bonds, okay? Back in the day, they had railroad bonds to help build transportation throughout the United States. You buy a bond. After they build a railroad, after the money accumulated, the interest, you get that money back plus the interest. Okay? So you're making money. the same time, the United States is like, hey, thank you for contributing and building this transportation. Pretty cool stuff. 6, what is the main message of this poster? What do you think?
Buy bonds.
Buy bonds, why? Beat back the Hun. So the Hun is who? Who's the Hun? Huh? Yeah, who's the enemy though? Germany. Good job. So with these pictures, you'll see pointy hats, right? These pointy helmets. Germany's always depicted with these pointy helmets. Okay. And as you can see, right, he has blood on his hands, right? He has blood on his hands. They have blood dripping down the bayonet. Okay, there's destruction, right? There's body of water. So what do you think this body of water is supposed to be? The Atlantic Ocean, and over here is supposed to be Europe, right? So this is like the viewer of the U.S. citizen looking across the Atlantic Ocean and seeing the Hun, Germany, coming for them. They're bloodthirsty. They're looking to kill all the U.S. citizens. So we got to buy bonds to help beat this guy back. Okay, we don't want him coming across the Atlantic. Does that make sense? Okay, good, good. All right, so how does this poster convey the intended message? Building on what, you think? I just kind of described it, this bloodthirsty man looking across the Atlantic Ocean with his big pointy hat and his gun. Colin, building on what? The American people. Are you afraid of this guy?
That's kind of scary.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So building on fear. Okay, building on fear that maybe if we don't support this war, this bloodthirsty man is going to come for us. He's going to kill us next if we don't step up and help support the military. Okay, good. So 8, why is this an important message to be sending out during the war? I kind of described this already. Hunter, what do you think for 8? Yeah, so people would buy the bonds so that they would make sure that this bloodthirsty man, Germany, right? So that bloodthirsty Germany doesn't come over and kill us. We need to try to prevent him from getting on U.S. soil. So help support the military with buying these bonds. There we go. Guys, go with that one. All right, so I'm done helping you. That's it. There you go. Oh, there's a very similar one here. Ooh, boy. Look at it. Okay, what kind of helmet does he have? What's that? Harambe. Is that what you said? Oh, boy. So he has a pointy hat, supposed to represent who? Germany, right? So underneath his feet, I know it's hard to see, but it says America. And look, what? There's another body of water. What's that supposed to represent? Yeah, Atlantic Ocean. Good job. And look what's in ruins and destruction in the background. Nope. Where was Germany just fighting in? Where were they fighting in World War I? Yeah, France, Europe. Okay, so over across the Atlantic Ocean, there's Europe and destruction. So they know we need to try to enlist, right? We need to get people to participate in this Selective Service Act, get involved here, because if not, this brute, right, this mad brute, this guerrilla, is going to come over across the Atlantic Ocean. And look out, right? Look out. I'll let you guys do this one. I'm not going to say nothing for it. I want to get involved real bad. I love these political cartoons. But we'll talk about this tomorrow. We'll start with this one and move our way down. So there you go. Keep in mind, too, who is this gorilla holding? Lady Liberty, right? And rated R, right? Rated X. Her clothes are off somewhat. So he is very terrible to Lady Liberty. She's in distress, right? King Kong, yeah. Are you afraid of King Kong? Yeah, he is scary, isn't he? Especially when he's drooling. His mouth's open. He's screaming at you. He has a big old club in his hand. Bloody Club. Oh boy. Look at it. Says culture. I don't know. I'm gonna look it up right now. In German. Probably something like, I don't know.
I'm working on that.
Culture. So it means like the German culture is going to come in and invade and take over American culture if we don't stop them, right? All right. There you go. You guys good with this one here? Do you remember what it looks like? If you're not done with it, you can always go back. It's on Google Classroom. So the last one probably is going to be for homework because we don't get there. All right. Here we go. Last one for today. But I want you guys to finish. Okay, the next one then. All right. There's 5 of them. This is the 4th one. So you might have just one to do tonight. Well, you might have this one to do yet because there's only 1 minute left in class. So will you have a part in victory? Lady walking around, look like she has a flag on. She's throwing seeds in the ground. Oh, they're called Victory Gardens. Victory Gardens. What do we need to do to try to help our troops across the seas? We need some help at home first, right? We need all the help we can get. Oh, see you guys. Make sure you finish this one. And then picture 5. All right. See you guys. Have a good one. Take care.
Trinity Momart report to the office. Trinity